Did you know that what you do in the 30 minutes before you close your eyes can shape who you become tomorrow? Most people sabotage their potential without even realizing it, simply by following a nighttime routine that works against their brain instead of for it. But today, using insights from neuroscience and behavioral science, we're going to break down the exact method to reprogram your mind while you sleep. If you feel like you're living on autopilot, what you're about to discover could completely change the way you recover, think, and perform. Stay until the end, because the final step is the one that truly makes the difference. Introduction: the architecture of rest. We live in a culture that glorifies the morning hustle, but science is clear. A productive morning does not begin when the alarm goes off. It begins the night before. Your brain does not simply shut down when you fall asleep. It enters a critical process involving memory consolidation, emotional regulation, and metabolic cleanup. If you flood your mind with digital stimulation right before bed, you send a signal of chaos into your nervous system. Today, we're going to look at how to move from survival mode into a more focused, high-performance state by using evidence-informed habits that help turn mediocre routines into a stronger, more intentional mindset. Section 1. The digital blackout and dopamine override. The first step is understanding the effect of blue light and endless scrolling. From a behavioral perspective, human beings are wired to seek novelty, and social media platforms are built to exploit that tendency. When you check your phone before bed, you expose yourself to stimulation that can keep your brain alert and make it harder to wind down. Scientifically, bright light in the evening, especially blue and rich light, can delay melatonin release, which makes it harder for your body to prepare for sleep. The rule is simple. 30 minutes before bed, your phone should be off or out of reach. When you step away from screens, you give your circadian rhythm a chance to stabilize, creating the conditions for deeper recovery and better sleep quality. Section 2. Mental unloading and cognitive closure. One of the biggest enemies of rest is mental noise. Nighttime anxiety often comes from unfinished tasks, unresolved stress, and the brain's constant attempt to keep everything active at once. This is where a mind dump becomes powerful. Take 5 minutes to write down everything that is worrying you, or everything you need to do tomorrow. When you put it on paper, you reduce the burden on working memory and give your mind permission to let go. In behavioral terms, this creates a form of cognitive closure. By organizing tomorrow before you sleep, you reduce decision fatigue the next morning and protect your mental energy for what matters most. Section 3. The environment and the temperature of success. Your environment shapes your behavior more than most people realize. If your bedroom is full of clutter, bright lights, noise, or constant stimulation, your mind often reflects that same disorder. Sleep science suggests that your body naturally needs a drop in core temperature to transition more effectively into sleep. That is why a cool, dark, and quiet room is not a luxury. It is a biological advantage. Also, try to associate your bed only with sleep and rest whenever possible. If you regularly work, eat, or stay mentally activated in bed, your brain starts mixing signals, and falling asleep can become harder. Create a sleep sanctuary. When you optimize your physical space, you send a strong signal to your nervous system that it is time to recover, reset, and rebuild. Section 4. Visualization and the transition state. This is the step I mentioned at the beginning, the one that can truly change the way you approach the next day. Right before sleep, your brain moves through a transitional state as it shifts into deeper stages of rest. This is often a moment of reduced external input and increased internal imagery, which makes it a powerful time for reflection. Instead of replaying the failures of your day, visualize in detail the person you want to become. This is not magic. It is a way of directing attention and reinforcing intention. By feeding your mind images of success, calm, purpose, and gratitude before sleep, you influence the mental filters you bring into the next day. You begin training your mind to notice opportunities instead of threats, solutions instead of distractions. In a very real sense, you are shaping tomorrow before it begins. Reprogramming your brain does not happen by accident. It happens by design. If you implement these steps starting tonight, within just a few days, you may notice greater mental clarity, lower nighttime stress, and better focus the next morning. If this video gave you value, subscribe and turn on notifications so you do not miss our next guides on human optimization, performance, and mindset. Comment the word mind below if you are starting this challenge tonight. And if you want to know how to combine this with a powerful morning routine, Click on the video on screen right now. See you on the path to excellence.